The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. Him maketh I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I RASTA walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I, in the presence of our enemy them, who anointed I head with no oil, the cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of my life, and I man I go dwell in the house of the Lord. Jah, kedema way gromade till the end of our life. And I give thanks. And I give thanks. How ma usa go Lisa? Adam wato e wasi player 4. Atanyu mo who you wanna dong. This the black pot, aka Kokoshonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Come here! And my name, Blakk RASTA. Here we speak nothing but the truth. We don't criticize. But if we must criticize, only on one reason. Yes, to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is action time. And we have some very important issues to share with you. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Share the broadcast. We are live on YouTube and also on Facebook. Make sure that you take our numbers scrolling on the screen and do business with us. Until then, this is a show of patriotism, not politics. It is a new year, new blessing. My name is Blakk RASTA one more time. This is action time. Story number 1. Unemployment, the biggest security threat in Ghana. Wow. Now the whole of Africa is threatened security-wise. Terrorism all over the place. Burkina Faso, Mali, and so many other such countries. Ghana is one country that has not tasted terrorism, thanks to the mighty power of the Most High. But somebody is saying that the biggest security threat in Ghana right now is unemployment. You know who this is? That's a Bawa Mutagri. She is in the seat of government. She is the spokesperson for the president, John Dramani Mahama. Why is she saying this? Run the story, my youth. Watch this. It says the biggest security threat in Ghana today is unemployment. And this is a special aid to the President Joyce Bawa Mokhtari. Run it, my youth. A special aid to the President Joyce Bawa Mokhtari has expressed optimism that the Mahama-led administration will address the growing youth unemployment in the country. Speaking on Joint News on Tuesday. That's yesterday, January 8, 2025. She stated that the reported unemployment rate of 14.6% does not accurately reflect the gravity of the situation. Remember, unemployment is currently at 14.6%, which I believe is conservative. It's definitely higher than that because considering the numbers you meet, we are literally unemployed. Something must be done. Look, the biggest security threat to Ghana today is unemployment, she emphasized. Dash it away. Yes, unemployment seemingly is the biggest threat to our democracy and our livelihood in this country. A lot of the youth are crying that they have no employment, so they are doing the illegalities. Like Galam say, some of them have gone into gambling. when they have not even reached the legal age of gambling. Nobody checks them. 14-year-olds are gambling. 12-year-olds are gambling. It's all about the money. Once you have the money to gamble, nobody cares. Especially in a country where nobody flashes their ID cards except when they are looking for employment. In America, in England, when you go to buy an alcoholic beverage and the seller suspects that you are underage, they might just ask you for your identity. Thanks to the Ghana card, now we all walk with some kind of identity, right? But in our country, it's only when we go to the bank that we show an identity. And a lot of these youth do not have a bank account except a Momo account. Number two, we only show our identities in terms of the document when we are looking for employment. And unemployment is so high in this country. It looks like everybody is unemployed in one way or the other. We have so many different kinds of unemployment. Pseudo unemployment is there. When you claim or feel that you are employed, but when you check it out, you are actually unemployed. We have underemployment, where you see a huge bodily built man standing in the middle of the streets and he's selling matches. Somebody is standing there, hugely built, all the muscles are there, and he is selling sweets, alewa. It's underemployment, pseudo unemployment. My brother, my sister, all these things are happening in our nation. And those of us who claim that we are even employed properly, when you check the salary, it's a mockery. Is this the biggest threat, security-wise, we have in our country? No, I beg to differ. Now, Bawa Muktagari, with all love and respect, may I just share my opinion on this? The biggest security threat in our country, Ghana, is patriotism. Better still, lack of that. We don't love our country. It's lip service. Oh, I am Ghanaian. Until some of us travel outside the nation, we never truly value our country. True? And how many Ghanaians have the opportunity to travel out? South Africa opened its doors to us, that Ghanaians can now fly in and out. How many Ghanaians have taken advantage of that? My brother, my sister, the biggest problem we have to our democracy is not unemployment, it's lack of patriotism. If you love your nation, you will not fill the register with ghost names so many more people can be employed. If you love your country, corruption will be a thing of the past so many more people would have work to do. Somebody doesn't work at all, yet he receives 10 people's salaries. If you truly love your nation, you would make sure that you don't rob the nation like this, so many more people can be under the salary umbrella and be able to enjoy life. Do you agree with me? That the biggest threat we have in our nation right now is not security, but the security threat in the country is not unemployment, but lack of patriotism. May I get deeper? Listen to this. My brother, any government that comes in trying to fight unemployment fails. And I would like to sound this warning right now. You know why you fail? One idiot sits at the helm of affairs. He has filled the payroll with over 2,000 ghost names. That means 2,000 people are unemployed somewhere. How are you going to fight this idiot in power? Government officials are trying to satisfy the few foot soldiers who supported them while they were in opposition, forgetting that they are only a handful. The rest of the people who are truly unemployed are in the ghetto. May I also reiterate this? When it comes to unemployment, it's a thing of the mind. It's better to train the people to use their senses, sensibilities, and their hands to do what will be called employment. How many people agree with me? In Ghana, everybody wants a white-collar job. We all want to work in the office wearing suit, coat, and tie. Until you do that, Ghanaians don't consider you employed. If you are a carpenter, working very hard, sawing wood, and so on and so forth, planing and sawing wood, nobody sees you to be employed. Until you start working in the office, you wake up and go to work and start work at 8 and you close at 5. Everybody is looking for a white-collar job. Until then, my brother, this has to be dissipated. When you go to a country like England or America, a lot of people tell you they are employed and they sit at home and work. They work on the computer. My brother, my sister, aside that, a lot of them work in the private sector. Some carry wood, some sweep the streets, some go around felling trees. How do they fell these trees? You can't fell any tree in America or England without the permission of the local authorities. That is their work. Anytime a tree has to be felled, they contact these people and that is their work. They go and do it and they are employed. In our country, there's so much to be done. Yet it looks like we pick and choose. When we travel outside the country, no, we don't pick and choose. Anything goes. My brother, I want to conclude on this. If we truly want to fight unemployment, we are fighting cosmeticism. Can I say it again? This is fighting cosmeticism. It's the cosmetic. Let's peel the cosmetics off and deal with the real topical issue, which is lack of patriotism. If we train our youth to love our country, everybody will be employed. If we train our youth and bring them up through moral education, civics, they will grow to love this nation. Vocational skills must be pumped in every sector of our education. Ghanaians love to only do theory. They are not ready for the practical. It's sad. Our biggest scientists do not know the difference between a thermometer and a thermometer. They don't know the difference between a thermometer and a mammograph. They do not know the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit thermometers. A lot of our scientists do not even know where in the cockpit the pilot sits, yet they can tell you everything about the aeroplane on paper. Until we are able to deal with the theoretism and go into the practicalism of what it is, my brother, my sister, we will continue to be inundated with mediocrity and at the same time, unemployment. Did I make my point clear? So, Mr. President, with all love, we can deal with unemployment, but that would be fighting symptoms. Put unemployment away. We can deal with something that will treat unemployment, deal with it, and many other things. And that is lack of patriotism. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonomo. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey! Hawaii! Wayo!
Blackpot. Coco show.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. My name, Blakk RASTA. Come here! Next story. Free SHS collapses at last. Oh, Jesus. A few years back, this was the biggest political weapon that was ever launched in our politics in this country. Free SHS. You pay school fees. You eat for free. A hot meal at least in school. Oh, Lord. For primary schools. And for senior secondary schools, you would eat from morning till night. We love the idea. Many felt it was too lofty an ambition. But for some reason and effort, it looked like it came to pass. Albeit, mediocrity became the playing ground. Come here, my youth. Hey! Watch this. Free SHS won them the election. And in order to make Mahama lose, they told the whole world that if Mahama became president, Free SHS will collapse. Hey! Mahama is in power. And we have heard two sad pieces of information in terms of news. One, electricity would go off by tomorrow. Doomsor would start. According to the former energy minister under Mahama, John Abdullahi Jinapo. The second one is that Free SHS is crashing. Why is Blakk RASTA saying this? Run it, my youth. This man here is my brother. He's called Yakub A.B. Abubakar. We went to the same school, Tia Ahmadiyya Secondary School, Kumasi. He's an Ahmadiyya missionary. I can say a million things about this man in just a second. He was the president of CHAS. And CHAS simply means what? Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. And their motto is the future in our hands. And there's a child sitting down there holding a book. They criticized the government at the time that they are taking the funding out of the schools, centralized it, and now they were those who were sending funds to do A, B, C, D at the time that pleased them. Headmasters across Ghana were not happy. Remember, before the elections, the same Charles came out and said that the government owed so much money, and for that matter, the reopening of schools should be held down until the funds were ready. Do you all remember that? Today, this is what is in the news reel. Free SHS, let your wards come to school with food. Charles tells parents. The Nana Akufo-Addo government did not make any allocation for feeding for our children in the schools. Now that they've lost the election, now that a new government has taken over, it becomes the burden of the new government. It is most unfair to start on a pedestal like this. No oil for electricity, deal with it. No time frame for you to be able to deal with the situation. But again, we cannot make any excuses. And now, the schools are being told by Charles, when your children are coming to school, make sure they bring food. The big question is, are they going to allow them to come into the kitchen and cook their own food? 2, may I ask again, the food that they are asking them to bring to the school, are they indirectly telling them to bring pocket money so that every break time they will go out of the school and buy food? Or the school will cook food, but the students will now have to go and buy from the school? These are questions we need to answer. But watch. Now, the Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, CHAS, has urged parents and guardians to assist with the feeding challenges in senior high schools. Charles had earlier appealed to the Ghana Education Service, GES, to reconsider the reopening of high schools, citing unresolved financial issues, including the government's non-payment for perishable foods provided for students last year. However, the GES rejected this appeal. 5 days after schools reopened, the National Secretary of Charles, Primus Baru, told Joy News that the situation in high schools is dire, with many institutions having to ration food. He therefore encouraged parents to support their children with food items for use at school to complement the government's provision. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Senior High Schools, Charles, has urged parents and guardians to assist with feeding challenges in senior high schools. I encourage parents, and I have already advised my PTA to this effect, to let their children bring food like gari, shito, and sugar to supplement whatever the school provides. I urge parents across the country, as the food situation has still not improved in the past 2 and 3 years, and it has worsened at this particular time, he said on Joy News' news desk on Wednesday, January 8th. That's Shutaway. I want to plead with the students. Please do not let this lackadaisical, irresponsible action of government make you one day think less of Ghana. They are charlatans in power. You go to school and they feed you like a prisoner, convicted prisoner. It's sad. What their pets do not eat at home, they give to our children to eat in school. It's sad. So when these people are able to pull through all these vicissitudes, and they finally get the education that they need, do you think they will turn around and say, "Oh, Ghana, my motherland, I love you, hug me"? No. A lot won't do it if they don't have the kind of patriotism that Blakk Rasta has, and maybe you. You go to Korea, they feed their students 7 times a day. In America, they eat food. Food that pets eat in America is what rich people eat in Ghana. The other day, when I was in America, I jokingly told a man who was feeding his pets so luxuriously that I wish I was one of his pets. And he jokingly snapped back. You know what he said? "Which animal would you like to be? Because I don't like dogs." This is deep. Listen attentively. A rich man in America was feeding his pets. Listen. He gave them so much food, so luxuriously, I shuddered under my African skin. So I went over to the man, jokingly. I said, "Sir," and from my accent, you could tell I was from Africa. I said, "I wish I was one of these pets of yours." First question. Which animal would you want to be? Because I don't like dogs. Indirectly, I was a dog, and I couldn't be his pet. Do you get it? He almost said, "I can't have you because I don't like dog pets." That would have been so direct. You go for employment, and the boss says, "Oh, I would have employed you. Unfortunately, I don't like dunderheads." He's telling you that you're a dunderhead. Or, "I don't like dunces." My brother, let's come home properly. Why are pets in America fed better than human beings in Ghana? Why are school children in Korea fed better than school children in Ghana? Are they not all children? What is our crime? We don't have land to plant all those wonderful vegetables. We are not good agriculture-wise. Are we that wicked? Politicians are better fed. Some other such people are better fed. But our children who are supposed to be well nourished, so their brains could be nourished as well, for them to run the reins of this nation, we are maltreating them and malnourishing their medulla oblongata, their brains. List, they say I said medulla oblongata is the brain. That's not what I meant. Brain is a very important tool. What you put in your body in terms of food has a direct relationship with your brain. If you eat garbage, you will think garbage. Some of us, we grew up on garbage. After rich people ate, we went and collected the bones and all that, pretending we're going to give to our dogs. Yet we were the dogs. That way, your brain will suffer. Why are we treating our children like this? We voted into power. You said you would do it, but you are malnourishing our children. A lot of them get the chance to fly outside the nation and they do not want to return because they don't want to eat food that dogs will not even eat in your homes. It's sad. Of course, when I was going to school, we were fed in school. We paid for it. We had government scholarships. I had the NES, Northern Extraction Scholarship. So I was fed in school. The food in the school was inadequate, but it's better than what they eat today. Even with that, we took shito to school. We took gari to school. We took pilchards to school, sardines to school, and so on and so forth. Everybody still does that. But now they are telling you that bring gari, bring shito. They don't mean gari and shito. They mean good food, heavily good food. Because prepare to eat more garbage than you are eating now. May God save Ghana. It's the Black Pot. Hey! Why? Why-yo!
Blakk pot, kokusho, man.
Kushonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Come here! Can we look at the comments? Remember to keep your comments coming in. Here, JDSGH says, greetings, Blakk. We are live. Woyoy. Andrew Amenyo says, you are my favorite, Blakk. I love you, Andrew. Ekene Okoli says, Blakk Rasta, I'm happy that God answers my prayers. Because I know when NPP wins, you would leave Ghana. And I don't want that. Well, it didn't happen. To God be the glory. Thanks for your prayers. Rap Thunder says, love you, legendary Blakk. God bless you. For our motherland, Ghana and Africa. Woyoy! JDSGH returns. And he says, Blakk, may Jack continue to bless you for the back-to-back knowledge. Woyoy! More fire. One boy says, good evening, Blakk. Welcome back to another edition. Woyoy! And he says, Blakk, can I promote a music video on this platform? We normally don't promote music videos as in playing music on the show directly. But what we can do is we can give you an interview and then we can play the music video within the interview, which will last about 3 minutes, and then we can play it back as a way of promoting it. So you have the interview and the music video 2 in 1. But it comes at a cost because we don't want to encourage it too much. Yeah. Mande Mugi says, "Hello, Adomasa. You deserve an award." Good evening, Professor Blakk. Sir. Zion Genesis says, "Say loud." Captain Rahman. He says, "I'm addicted to your show even if I forget to watch it cry. I'll make sure I watch it in the night before I go to bed, all because of your truth. May Allah guide you and give you long life." Amen. Haruna Inusa says, "Watching you live from China as usual." Right? Good evening to you, my mentor. Our youth of today are our biggest problems in Ghana. They are always at the disposal of the politicians to perform their dirty games. And when these politicians achieve what they want, they will tend to turn the youth down. We should outline a common national policy which we can all benefit from as a nation. And then they fail us when we vote them out. Until then, we will continue to follow the politician for unmerited favors. Let us try to emulate from other countries than to always choose the use and dump tactics our politicians use on us. Our youth to incite chaos, just to make the country ungovernable. Just look at what our youth are doing today, just after the election. The Operation Recover the Loot. Are we taking the laws into our own hands? If any security man kills you today, that's all. No amount of justice can bring you back to life. And always remember, we are the future leaders of tomorrow. Death has no Novdek. That means come back to life, right? Where you would say, when you die, you will write Novdek and come back to life. So my brother, it is what it is. It's quite clear. Use and dump politics. We must make our leaders very accountable. But we can't make them accountable if we are not accountable ourselves. Probity, accountability, honesty is the black pot, aka Koko Shonamo. And here we speak truth to power. Next story, and this is the last story for the day. It will be done. Institutional decay, a thing of the past. Somebody's talking about institutional decay. Do we remember Barack Obama? Barack Obama told us when he came to Ghana that Africa no longer needs strong men, but strong institutions. That resonates with me every time. My brother, in America, institutions work. Korea, institutions work. German institutions work. Hey, it doesn't matter whether you are the son of a Kobe seller or the son of a goat seller. When you walk into the institution, you are treated first and foremost as a citizen of the nation. You want a job? What kind of job do you want? What are your qualifications? They look at it, your experience, and bam. You don't need to know the minister's brothers, sisters, uncles, girlfriend's son before you get employed. When the institutions are working, it doesn't matter which goat is in power or sheep is in power. Hey, the wheels of justice keep rolling because they've been fueled and greased enough. Are we making sense? That's what Obama told us. Hey, we don't need strong soldiers anymore. And when I say strength, I'm talking about physical. Macho body, one bullet will bring the macho man down. We need soldiers with common sense and tactics. Tactically strong. And strong tactics do not come from the gym. They come from strong institutions. Hallelujah. Kai, 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 Kai. Dodo. Our institutions in Ghana do not work. A man approaches me, slaps me 5 times, and steals my car from me. I go to the police station. They tell me that they don't have fuel for their car. The man is not even looking at my predicament. That I am presently hypnotized. My brain is not working anymore because I've just suffered a certain kind of trauma. He's asking me for a bribe before he goes to investigate the case. Are you a human being or a goat? Drivers are driving on our streets. They don't have licenses. Their lights are not working. They don't even have horn. And some of them are so rickety beyond any repair. And they've been on the street for the past 30 years when they should have long been thrown away 60 years ago. Because there's a certain dirty policeman on the street who will take something small to endanger the lives of everybody. Our health system is not working because that institution is dead. Why? You must know a certain nurse's friend who is a boyfriend to a certain girl who used to live in the area before she moved to Odoko and then Kwashiman, and she's a friend to one Alasan. So you go to Alasan through all these people to talk to a certain nurse before you arrive at the hospital so they can give you one injection. Our school institution is dead. Unqualified blokes are those who are in the schools because their father knows a certain headmaster who some time ago was a friend to a certain Kwame, who was also a boyfriend to one Mansa who died of HIV/AIDS 62 years ago, but still has a cousin who is related to Kwame through Yao. If you don't know anybody in Ghana, you are not a Ghanaian. In Ghana, it's about who you know. You go looking for a job, they ask you who sent you. They are not looking at the content of your head. They are looking at who sent you. No, they are not interested in what you have to offer. They are interested in who did them a favor or who is capable of doing them a favor so that they can give you this favor in return for a favor to be given to them later. OILP, we are like animals in this country. We are our own problems. Our institutions have long died. Hey! I go to the Ministry of Employment. They are supposed to give me employment. The secretary thinks she's doing me a favor. When I enter, she doesn't even tell me to sit down. I stand with my hands behind me, or else she will ask me, you don't respect. They don't teach you respect for a house, especially if it's an elderly person who should have retired 6 trillion years ago, but is still there because of some dirty minister who is related to one Kwame who knows her from 2 BC. So you have to stand and be shivering. So we are taught cowardice right from the start and timidity. Do you know what that word means? Timidity. Timidity. We are timid people. Before you are told to sit down, you will sit down for 7 trillion years before the boss comes in from Pesinke where he went fishing as a hobby. And when he comes in, he looks at you like a bad habit, like a certain cancer. Go and come next month. We are busy. Ah! It's because of me. This office is here. And you treat me like a cancer. You can't do that in America. You can't do it in England. Are they better than us? All these people should be fired. They should go home. So next time they have the opportunity, they will remember that it's because of these people that these people are here. If you want to know the true Ghanaian, call any office. If you are lucky and they answer, maybe you just got an anointing from heaven. Call any institution in Ghana. Hi, if you are lucky, after the 100th call, then somebody was, I am not exaggerating anything. Hey, look, you can call an office in Ghana and you hear pong, 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 like a fire service alarm that is going to quench fire with no water. The number has not been in use since 4 BC, before Christ was born. Yet, it's on their website and that's what they use every time. How can you be accountable to the people? Institutions are there. Mahama needs to work on the institutions. You don't need to know me, whether I have a tribal mark or not, before you employ me. Do you need to know my religion? No. Do you need to know who I last voted for in the last elections before you employ me? First and foremost, I'm a citizen of this nation. It's my right to be employed once I have the requisite knowledge and experience. Are we making sense? Are we making sense? This is the man. And he is telling us that institutional decay is a thing of the past, too, that Mahama is going to make sure that institutions work. His name is Dr. Omani Boama. Run it. The National Democratic Congress Director of Election and IT, Dr. Omani Boama, says institutional decay witnessed under the previous government will be healed. This comes on the back of the Electoral Commission's recollection and declaration of results of Tema Central or Kaikwe Central and Techiman South with Ablekuma North pending. There is also an injunction placed on Akwetia and Fantiakwa North. Speaking to GH1 TV, Dr. Boama stated that the party would use all legitimate means to correct the wrongs that occurred during the just ended parliamentary elections. According to him, if you have the audacity to defy the law, then it means that you have the muscle to bear the weight of the law. But he, however, added that the NDC will allow the law to work. We are ready and willing to let justice work. And by the grace of God, institutional decay that we have seen over the past 8 years, there is a new dawn. That institutional decay itself would also be healed. Dash it away. Should I not applaud? I'm so embarrassed every time. When I travel to all these countries, even Jamaica. Jamaica. Why do I say Jamaica? They are our cousins. Carried away from us. They should have been far behind us because we picked. Some of us denied us of so many different things. Underprivileged. Some of our cousins, brothers and sisters took them in another land, but they have been able to develop. I go to Jamaica and I want something done. I walk into the office or I make a call and I receive an answer. Zimbabwe here, I call an office, it would answer under Robert Mugabe, not now. Under Nkrumah, every office head came to a phone call, not in our country. You go to an office, you want information, kwata, nothing. And some of the most humorous, may I use a light word? You are walking on the streets and you meet a policeman. Sir, please, sir, good afternoon, sir. I'm trying to get to this area, name this and that and that and that. Could you please help me? Hey, who are you, bra? Or see, okay, baby, me need baby, bet my children. Who tell you, baby? Children. The policeman that you are asking to help you locate a certain place is calling somebody around the area to help you because he doesn't even know this area that is being posted to. I was in America. Listen, at the train station, I came out to pick a certain bus number. I couldn't locate the place. I went to the police and I told him, where can I get this number, blah, blah, blah. You know what he said? He said, where are you going to? And when I mentioned to him, he said, well, that bus that you're looking for is over there. But it will take you to this point where you will have to descend and pick another 2 before you arrive at your place. But if you'll be patient enough to move a little further to that red light there, under there, in the next 17 minutes, there would be a bus that will take you straight to your destination. Looking at his thing, I shook my head for American police. Young boy. He could have been my son. When you're in a crowd, and you're 50. That boy was about 20. Ghana police is so underprivileged. Let's resource Ghana police. How much does it cost to go on the Google map and give information to a stranger? You are looking for somebody. That's even better. Is look for somebody to direct. Some other person will say, Kosa, Kotin, Behu Bodan Nibi. The shots be at Tiwa. Me way, a pie, but one side, qua toilet be or mami be or tonko be sano. Say, Ukosi. No, let's be more professional. Institutions are dead. If Mahama is coming to deal with the institutions, I applaud. Without these institutions working, we are dead. How can the institutions work? Patriotism. When you are in there, tell yourself that any other person could have been here. It's by the grace of the Most High that I am here. Let me deliver at least to please the Most High in the name of God and country. But no. My prayer son, my ye jumay. I say me didi. Obia didi when you juma. What for damn? You are mad. You are crazy. Common sense is a problem to us. It's a black pot. AKA Kokushonomo. And here we speak truth to power. Shall we look at your closing messages and we are done? Santiago Da Vinci says, the biggest is not patriotism. It's unemployment. Being unemployed and properly, being employed and properly remunerated provides a lot of esteem and sense of patriotism. Don't expect the hungry and unfulfilled person to be patriotic. So you see, I like the point Santiago is making. But let's look at the flaws. He said your stomach should be full before you will give patriotism to your country. So I've been cheap before service. It's like saying God should give you the anointing before you would serve. David. If you want to truly respect the gift, you must serve before you get it. Cheap things cost. It's time for sacrifice, brethren. Let's go hungry so that we can fix our nation. When you go to plant food, do you harvest before you sow? No, sir. You sow. Go hungry. A man who loves to eat can never sow, because what he will sow, he will cook it and eat it. Sow, grow, and as it's growing, watch it and water it. And when it reaches harvest, you can now pluck everything down, cross your legs and go, sigh of relief and enjoy. Mubarak MBK says black power to the youth. All right? Well, if we have not been able to read all your messages, it's just because our time is up. We don't disregard your messages and all that. Keep sharing the message. Keep sharing the broadcast. And we love you and we appreciate you. It's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kokushonomo. Please, by the close of the week, we'll be able to fix our air conditioners and we'll be a little chilled here. You know, for now, forgive the sweating and all that. It's all energy. Hey! Hawaii! Wayo!